Hey everybody, hopefully this is working today. I can't really tell yet. But we're in the annex with the faculty, which is weird, I know. But I had the door open and I decided to come in and check out the area they don't normally get to see. So this is Maggie and Custard. Custard's out in the window box already on his own. And it looks like Maggie's thinking about it. And I don't think I've introduced the window box officially to you guys yet, since I installed it Monday night. We haven't had a close-up since then. So this is the box I was telling you about that I made to go in the window. All right, that's easily explained. It fits right into the window, and these braces are really just for safety. See, they don't actually touch anything. There's a little bit of a gap there. There's braces on the outside that are also just a backup for safety. The real thing that's holding it all in place is it butts right up against the seal for the window itself inside. You can kind of see it right there in the corner. You see that? It goes right up against it all the way up and down to really spread out the pressure, and also a little bit in the bottom. And that's neither here nor there. The point is that it fits exactly right. There's no little gaps where like air can get in or out or anything, water. Well, I say that. It does still need a little bit of caulking here and there, which is going to get added. That's one of the things that I still have to do. That's caulking the box itself, of course. I'm not going to caulk it into position in the window. It's made to come in and out very easily. Just lifts right up and slides in, slides out. Here's Muriel, our mom cat. She's the one that's actually pregnant. This is her room, and she's very kind in letting the faculty come in, and she doesn't get upset about anything. It's just amazing. I've been trying to keep the faculty out of her room, though, just because I want her to know that this is her own safe space, no matter how she feels about the faculty, that she's just got her space that is all hers. So Maggie and Custard are completely ruining that at the moment. But I think we'll kick them out after this, and that'll be fine. I was just busy going in and out quite a bit because she has been peeing in her birthing box. I think, as you have seen, if you've watched Kitten Academy, a few mom cats ago. A few? Has it been a few? Has it just been one? No, it's been at least a couple, right? Anyway, a few mom cats ago, we stopped using the cardboard boxes and built a nice plastic reusable box for the mom cats to give birth in. And I put the box in here, and every time that I put blankets into the box, she pees on them. It seems like if it's just the box, she, meaning Muriel, of course, if it seems like if it's just the box in here, then that's fine. But the minute that I put blankets in, it's a target for her to pee on. So for the moment, this morning, I brought in just a big old cardboard box, and I'm just going to leave it here with no blankets in it because I don't want to encourage her to pee in it. And we'll see if she decides to have her babies in the box or not. I'm also going to put a layer of cardboard. Hi, Muriel. We're going to talk about you in just a second. I know you guys are here for the cats more than the technical behind the scenes, what do we do and stuff. Anyway, this is one of the boxes. And the fact is, it's got these little like bumpy bits on the bottom from the molding process, and it's also got these ridges and stuff. It's not horrible to lay in without a blanket, but it's not the best. So I'm going to cut a big piece of cardboard that fits in the bottom here and put it back in her room too. And if we're lucky, she'll decide to use it that way. And then I feel like I can put blankets in after she has her babies. So that's, I think, the plan right now. And then hopefully she won't pee on it if her babies are living in there. We'll see, though. We're going to really play this one by ear. For all I know, she could still decide to deliver her babies out in the house somewhere. She could really surprise us. I've been keeping a close eye on her, and she's keeping a close eye on us. Look at that. She's so cute. I've been keeping a close eye on her, and as big as she's getting, and she is getting quite large, she still is not producing any milk yet, and hasn't really shown any signs of nesting. She's still eating quite a bit, still very active and wants to play all the time. So, in other words, not showing any signs of imminent delivery. On the other hand, she is showing one sign of an imminent delivery, which is being hugely pregnant for a long time. So it could be any day now. Should be any day now, I think. And I don't think right now that it's going to be today. But I definitely think, by the weekend, we should expect to have these kittens. She'll have been with us for a month. 4 weeks on Saturday, right? I think it's 4 weeks this Saturday. That would be really surprising if she was here for a whole 4 weeks and still not delivered her babies, because we could see them on the ultrasound, and then on Monday a week ago we saw them on the X-ray, which usually puts us within about 2 to 3 weeks of the end. So it'll be 2 weeks this weekend. So I mean, theoretically. She could theoretically go a whole other week after this weekend and still be within the limits of what cats do, but it seems unlikely. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I saw some people having a discussion in the chat about what if she gives birth out in the window box. So if she, starts to show signs that she actually is getting close to thinking about having her babies, I'll probably lock and remove the window box. I was just mentioning I've got to take it away and add a little bit of caulking for, rain control. So that would be a good time to do that, is take it out when I feel like she's imminent. Of course, good job, Custard. Chances are pretty good that I'm going to miss that sign just based on history. I'd say it's probably more often than not that mom cats end up having their babies without giving us any real signs up to the contractions, So, so there's a good chance I won't get enough warning to take the window box out. But even if she does have the window box, and even if she does decide that she thinks she wants to deliver out there, first off, the door that we put in this thing is huge because we expect it's mostly going to get used by pregnant moms in the annex. So there's plenty of room for me to open this door, reach in there, and pull a cat out. And if that fails, this whole wall that the door is in is a separate piece. I just have to undo a couple screws and I can pull the whole wall out to get in there completely, which is also good. But I don't think it would come to that. I think I'd be able to get her out without even going to that step. So yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Look at that. I've got my Don't Panic cup. And if you think I might like this design a little bit, I happen to also be wearing the Don't Panic shirt that matches. And you can see it's a polydactyl cat paw on there. It's actually based on our last polydactyl cat, but because our mom here is also a polydactyl. Hi, you playing with that banana, huh? You like that thing? It's a pretty good one. These bananas are the best. They're the Yow catnip bananas that GA Girl sends. And all the mom cats love them. They're really quality. Anyway, I was saying she is a polydactyl. Let's see if we can actually see her paws a little bit. You see there's some extra beans right there. You see she's got it's a little hard to show everybody, especially because she'd rather I didn't play with her feet too much. Not that she really minds. Anyway, you can clearly see from the top, too, that she's got like a bit of a thumb that sticks out because of the extra beans. A little more than most cats do. So it's perfect for the Don't Panic shirt. The Don't Panic shirt and mug seem like they really apply pretty well to her. And also, don't panic about having babies. Right? And Don't Panic really seems like it's her motto. She is just not panicked about anything. She was a little nervous her first nights here. If you remember, she wanted to stay in her carrier for the first couple days, actually, few days. And I thought she was going to end up to be a real shy mom. But that turned out to not be the case at all. She's not shy, and she's not nervous, and she doesn't panic. Anyway, yeah, so Muriel will have her babies basically any day now, and we don't know when that's coming. Maggie's going to play with her special handmade kicker from Sage. Maggie, you like that? Oh yeah, I see Megalina linked our website. Yeah, if you go to our website, that's where the shirt design is easiest to get to on our website. It's actually in our most recent news blog post right now on the website. It's all about our new designs, including this one. All right, kids, let's get out of here. Let's get you guys out of here and close the door, and let's go see some kittens downstairs. But let's make sure that Custard and Maggie have moved out. You can see I was in the middle of cleaning this stuff. That's why there's all this litter here. And this was on its way downstairs with me. That's why it's out here in the hall. So I can measure and cut out some cardboard for it. Maggie, that's not actually your kicker. You've got so many of your own kickers downstairs. It's cute to see that somebody likes it so much, though. It's a good design. This is from Sage's Handmade, who is Sage's Handmade on Etsy, I believe, and some other places, too. Okay, Maggie. It's a good design. It's a nice big, solid rabbit kicker. Of course, Maggie just wants to play with everything in the room because she's been allowed someplace new. And cats love novelty. All right, I'm going to close the door. Are you in or out? Watch your little beans there. Okay. All right. So that's Muriel. Big old pregnant mom cat who has, I don't know, 6, 7 kittens in her? 6 or 7? I don't know. We counted 5 on the x-ray, right? But I'm betting on a couple extra. She's getting so big, too. I know, and I can feel kitten lumps, just nothing but kitten lumps. There's a big kitten lump right there. I can feel him. Anytime you pet her now, it's just all kittens. They're very easy to feel. Well, you can't go in there. That's being used as a storage room right now. That's the second annex, which we have used for kittens plenty of times, but right now it is completely full of cat beds and the other beanbag chair and all those things. Not set up for cats and kittens at all. All right, Muriel, we got to go see some actual kittens now, okay? That's what everybody's hanging on for. We can't see your kittens. Can we? I kind of need a bigger flashlight. Let's go downstairs. I left my coffee in her room. That's fine. I'm just going to carry this with me. Save a trip later. There we go. Hi, Ari. What are you looking at? What are you looking at, buddy? Hi, pal. Look at your silly tail. That's silly. All right, big fuzzy boy. You're a big fuzzy boy. All right, I'm going to leave this here, and we're going to go in the door and look for some kittens. There's one right there. Hi, Harry. Harry in the tent. Oh, I washed this mat that belongs in the tent. It's in the dryer. It's ready to bring back down here. Another thing I gotta go do. Hi, pal. What are you playing with? So this is Herringbone, and as you know, these kids, this is their mom, Loom, by the way. The kids all had their spays and neuters, or I should say neuters and spay, since there's only one girl. They had their neuters and spay yesterday, and they're all recovering very, very well. Little Harry and Chevron and Basket Weave were all up and active the minute that they got home yesterday. Argyle was a little more knocked out when he got home, and Paisley wanted to play with all of her stitches and take a nap. So Argyle and Paisley got to spend all day yesterday and all night in the spa. Here's Argyle, by the way. Must have heard me talking about him, handsome boy. They spent all night in the spa, Argyle and Paisley, and they're feeling much better now. Argyle's completely active today, ready to go. Oh, he was also purring quite a bit for me this morning, which is a rare thing to get a big purr out of these kids, so it's real special when they give you the big purr. There you go, buddy. And here's our herringbone again. Hi, Harry. Hi, Argyle. Harry, you got to go easy on the chomping, though. Those are my fingers. he's just doing play bites, and they're not very hard. But sometimes the kids in this class do get into serious chomps on fingers, and that's when I try to train them not to do it. It's best when I let them when they really give you a good bite. That's when you have your opportunity to train them. You got to be right on top of it. If they say give you a good chomp and you wait a minute and then you do something about it, they're not going to associate that correctly. You got to do it right when it happens. And the way I like to do it for these kids, and it depends a little bit, the technique depends on what they respond to the best, but these kids respond really well to a bit of a hiss or a stop that kind of a thing. And I was kind of hoping, I know it's ironic that he would give me a good chomp so I could show you, but what I kind of do is sort of blow in their face with a bit of a noise to it. So it sounds sort of like a hiss, but they can also feel it, the blowing part hitting them, and they know it's all related that way. And I think that's a real good way to train them not to bite if they respond to it. Some of the other things that we'll do is you can just give them a shout, like a, hey, stop kind of a thing. And that works out pretty well for this class too. But I feel like the hey, stop is a little bit harder to get them to associate, especially when there's a bunch of kittens all in the room at once and they don't know which one it was for. Where the hissing, blowing sort of behavior is a little more directed, so I like that quite a bit. Anyway, Loom's over there playing. These kids want to play with me, but let's go find their brothers and sister. They have to be around here somewhere. Oh, here's one. Oh, okay, here's one right here. This looks like Chevy. Hi, Chevron. What are you up to? A little tired out this morning, huh? You had a long night? That's good, buddy. Do you have a big purr for me? Oh, he is purring. Can you hear it? Probably not, I'm guessing. It's a little bit of a quiet purr, and we got the air purifier and the air conditioner running. Let me be quiet for just a minute, though. I don't know if that got picked up, but he's definitely purring right now, which is also very sweet. These kids are going to make sure he stops purring. Anyway, so that's little Chevron. And as you know, Chevron and Argyle have been adopted together. And they're going to go on a big adventure and take a plane ride all the way to, I believe, Florida on an airplane. So that's a big deal for these kids. They're going to have a lot of fun with that trip and a lot of fun in their new life. And that's coming right up, I think, next week on the 3rd or 4th. He is tired out. Chevron was kind of the healthiest, the biggest, and the best eater of the group right off the bat, and he stuck with that. The trick is that I was tube feeding everybody else and decided to also tube feed him just to be consistent. At that point, they were already getting their teeth in, and he chomped right through the tube for the tube feeding, and it stuck in his throat. I wouldn't say he swallowed it. It was already in there. He just bit it off. I've heard that happen to other fosters. I've read online, lots of people are like, oh no, my kitten bit off the feeding tube and I had to rush him to the hospital. And I was like, you guys I was always kind of had this thought in my head of like, well, you're just not being careful enough. You're just not watching close enough. Like if they start to chew on it, take it out, or move it. And I was just wrong and unsympathetic because it turns out that it just takes one fast chomp before you even know what happened and that tube is gone. So that's what he did, one fast chomp, and that we had to take him all the way to New York City to find a vet because he was so tiny at the time. He was 4 weeks old. We had to go all the way to New York City to find a vet that had the tools to work on a little tiny kitten like that. The good news is they basically just reached in there with the forceps and yanked it right out again. So it all came out just fine in the end for him. That was his big adventure, Chevy in the city. This class has really helped us use up a bit of our war chest that I talk about, all those donations that we save for medical expenses and emergencies. Because not only did he have us go to the emergency vet, and then that one sent us all the way to New York for him, then Harry, of course, had the broken leg in this class. The first time we've ever had any sort of broken bone happen at the academy. And he, too, by the way, with the vet, there's Harry. The vet, our vet, did a follow-up x-ray on Harry yesterday since he was already anesthetized and everything for his surgery. I thought, you know what, just toss him on the x-ray machine. It's going to be real easy to do that today. So she did x-ray him yesterday, and she said it looks great and that he is recovered very, very well. So everybody's doing great. This is Harry, the little guy who had the broken leg. So I hate to talk about that stuff too much, but it's good news. Everybody's fine, and that's what I wanted to say. So everybody is doing great. We've been checking up on them. We're all happy. Yes, super happy. So this is our mom, Loom, who is another sweetheart, and she's getting adopted with Harry, the little leg guy that we just saw. So they're going to go together to their adopter, and I'm very excited about that as well. They're going to be a great pair. Harry and Argyle are following me everywhere I go. It's very sweet. This is one of those mice that is such a great toy that they love. It's just a rattle mouse with real fur that's got a hook to go on the end of one of the wands, but with or without the wand. You can see they like that one quite a bit. It's always a favorite. In fact, that's like the third one I think that they've had because they end up tearing all the fur off of them. Oh, and this is Basket Weave, who's come over to say hello. So he's one of the other boys, little Basket Weave. And then we finally have our girl, Princess Paisley, who's over here laying in some tissue that was left over, I guess. We left that in the bed here after Mailbag. I think we can take that away. We don't need that. I'm getting very torn up, too. Got a vacuum everywhere this morning. So, as you can see, our Princess Paisley got the surgical suit. This is the special made surgical suit that's made smaller than the ones that they sell. Because despite how it looks, these kittens are still very tiny and, for instance, would not fit a kitten-sized collar. If you bought a kitten-sized collar for them online, it would not fit because they're too small for that. And it's also true that they're too small for the smallest size Pseudocal that they sell. The triple extra small is what the smallest one that they smell. The smallest that they sell is the 3XS size, and that's too big for these kids. But our friend Karen took the design of it and made us a very special smaller one just for kittens. So that's what Princess Paisley is wearing here, is one of Karen's very tiny modified surgical suits. She's wearing that because yesterday she wanted to pull and tug on her stitches. So she's got to have those stitches for about 10 days and then we can take her stitches out. So she's probably going to be wearing this suit the whole time. Of course, we've got a couple other suits too that match this one very well. So after a couple days, we'll take it off and wash this one and put a different one on her. And you'll see that. She's a little bit deactivated by the suit still. When we first put it on her yesterday, she just would fall over and couldn't move at all. She's like, I can't move. I'm trapped in this suit. As of today, she has figured out that she can, in fact, get around, and she gets up and runs around just fine. But you'll notice that she does spend a lot more time laying down in the suit. So that's fine, too. She's got to recover from her surgery. We're fine with her being a little bit more calm and collected. I saw somebody in the chat, Shannon, my daughter's kitty's in a cone right now, and she hates it. Yeah, I do. I recommend if your daughter's cat can fit in one of the Pseudocal suits, I do recommend them. And the brand is Pseudocal. There's a lot of different surgical suits out there for cats. We've tried a lot of different designs. And the one that we think is the best is the Pseudocal. They don't know us. They're not paying me to advertise for them or anything. But with our experience, that's the one that I like the best so far. It only comes in a gray camo color. That's the only way it comes. Gray camo. I don't love that about it, but it's very good. And they've got a chart online that tells you to measure the distance from the neck of your cat, from right up here, and you just measure straight down their back to the base of their tail, right, right about here to the base of their tail. So from the top of their neck, you measure straight down here to the base of their tail, and that will tell you which size suit they should be wearing. So if you go look up Suitical, Suitical, you'll find the gray camo suit. You'll find their weight, their chart somewhere. Their chart is the measurement from here to here. And just order the size that's supposed to fit. It'll work great. I'd say it's way better than the collar. And it's made so that they can wear it around all day long, nonstop, and they can still poop and use the litter box and everything. We've never had a problem. You can see it's all open back here. So they can just wear it all the time. They don't have to take it off. You don't have to worry about it. It's a real no mess. And if you get two of them, then you can take one off and wash it and put the other one on while you do that. They're not cheap. I think they're like $30 or so each, but they're totally worth it. Way, way better than making a cat wear the cone. Again, if it's something that they can do with. And when you put the suit on, again, just like with Paisley, a lot of cats will have, several hours where they're like, I can't move in this suit. And they just sort of fall over. Don't let them climb anything high when they're in that mode. But even for the worst of the cats, the ones that like it the least, after a few hours, they get it figured out. And some treats or some toys or play can also help them accelerate that learning process. So that's all I have to say about that. Definitely highly recommend the Suitical suit. You can also see that Karen built this suit using a Day of the Dead Star Wars print, and I love it so much. The only time I've ever seen it, we've got 3 different suits. They're all made with the same print in 3 different colors, all from Karen. They're pretty great. Just heard a cicada outside. We're a little too far northeast. Northeast, yeah, that's correct. Yep, we're a little too far northeast for that big cicada brood emergence this year, which is really disappointing because the last time I lived through a big cicada brood emergence, I loved it. It was fascinating. I love cicadas. They're really cool little bugs. And the cats love them too. They're great cat toys and food. So that was a lot of fun for us. And this year we're missing it, but I hear a regular old cicada out there making his noise. Look, is she just going to fall asleep with his foot in her mouth? Do you see this? You see Chevy's foot in her mouth, and she's just like, I'm going to take a nap now. Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? All right, cutie beans. You are too cute. Here's somebody. There we go. These guys have all taught themselves to use the wheel. Of course, they don't go more than usually a short jog on it before they need some encouragement to do more. But they do. Yes, Chevy just hit my hand. He's like, why aren't you paying attention to me? Guys, it doesn't really work if there's 2 of you on it. That doesn't really work. guess it works a little. Anyway, look, hey, it's been 30 minutes. I don't know how we went 30 minutes with me just rambling about all this stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching with me. Oh, I see, Jane, does Karen sell the special 4X and smaller suits? She does not. She made these special just for us, and she did a great job of it. I do think the guys at Sudacal should consider making a smaller suit, because one of the primary uses is for when your cats and kittens get their spays, and a lot of people get their kittens spayed at 3 months like we do, and a lot of them get them spayed even younger at 2 months. So I think Sudacal should consider making a smaller suit, but Karen does not sell those, and probably wouldn't. You know, it's like a real knockoff of the Sudacal design that she just special made for us. So I don't know if she could sell it. I don't know exactly how like pattern copyright works. There's got to be such a thing. Anyway, I'll tell you, if you do have a smaller kitten, one thing that we used to do before Karen made these wonderful suits for us is we'd just take a sock. And if you do use a sock, you want to kind of cut it this same way. You want to make sure that you cut an armhole, and then you cut off the toe for the neck hole usually. Put that in the toe end up here. So cut off the toe of the sock, cut a little slit on either side to put their arms through, and then also cut a big slit in the back to put their legs through, and that way it will hold itself on. If you don't do that, it just rides up all the time, and it's pretty useless. But you cut a big slit here and put their legs through, and then just leave a little bit like this to wrap around the back of their leg, and then just cut off the end of the sock and have their tail go through where the end would be. And that way you've got something that they can continue to wear all day just like this and still use the litter box. That's how we used to do it, and it doesn't work as well as the Sudacal suits, because these things are they're engineered to be exactly right, and they definitely hit that mark. But the sock does in a pinch. What's up, Chevy? I can't tell if Chevy's here because he wants to hang out with his sister, or if he's here because he just wants to hang out with me. I think it's me, though. You're a good boy, Chev. You're a good boy. That reminds me, there was a package that arrived for Chevron for last week's mailbag that I forgot to open because it came straight to our house instead of going to the mailbag stuff like is normal. And they did that because it was through Chewy. And it's really sweet of them to send. Let me show it to you real quick, and we'll wrap it up that way, okay? So thank you guys all so much for joining me. And I'm going to bring this out again at next mailbag since I did forget, but just in case. Everybody's out in a cat run now. It's a beautiful day for it, but I broke the remaining cat run camera. So I've still got to run a wire out here to put a real camera in the cat run. And I've got a couple spare wireless cameras that somebody sent us too that have been sort of in storage. I got to pull those out. I could put one in. But I did ruin another wireless camera by leaving it out there during the hurricane. I know, we will rebuild. So that was our hurricane damage, one wet camera that got drizzled into. So that's why there's not going to be a camera while they're out here in the cat run today. And I apologize because they're being very cute. And look at that reflection of Chevy. It's very artistic. Looks like he's out there. He's not, though. He's right here. Okay. Before we end, and one more time, thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Maggie. Hi, Maggie. This is the package. I say this. I'm going to point at it after I open it. Here we go. This is the package that was sent for mailbag for Chewy, for Chevy, for Chevron. And I think you're going to see why they sent it for Chevron. It's so cool. And I'm really sorry that I forgot this was here during mailbag. Look at that. It is a Chevy. It's a pickup truck, a Chevy pickup truck. It's a cardboard scratcher, and look how cool this is. Not only does it have like a little contemplation station in the back, it also has this section in the cab where you can actually climb in there. So that's going to be a really cool little hidey hole. I predict that this is going to be a very popular scratcher because of the way that it's built with this hidey space in it. Very, very cool. So that's for Chevy, and I'll have to talk to the person that sent that about exactly how they want us to, should we deploy it? Should we send it home for his endowments? And with him being the one that's going home on the airplane, I think we might have to ship it to his adopter, actually. I don't know how much they can take with them. There's a lot of endowments already. But we'll figure it out one way or another. I think that's a great scratcher just in general. I think any cat would love one that's shaped that way. It's going to be a big hit. That's my prediction. Here's Muriel again. Hi, Muriel. Hanging out with the faculty like it was nothing. For her, it is nothing. You want me to open the door so you can sit in the sun? It's not going to be sunny in there for a few hours yet. All right. That's it. Thanks, everybody. If you're tuning in at the last minute, you want to see some kittens, just go back and rewind. Once we're done, you can go back and rewind and watch the kittens. And we started out the beginning, of course, talking about Muriel up in her room. So you can go all the way back to the beginning and watch that part if you want. And we will see you next time. Of course, we're due for another close-up on Friday. But, there's no guarantees. And who knows, we might do one tomorrow. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. Whatever works out for everybody. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Seriously.